Okay, it's been a while. It's been a while, Jits, but finally, I've finished building the PC I started building 4 years ago that just didn't work for no reason. Turns out motherboard problem. That was the issue. So yeah, now we basically have the same PC, except for now I got two 1650 Supers in it and a Ryzen 7. So yeah, that's the only difference. And a new motherboard and new case, power supply, like all that shit. But yeah, so 2 days ago, as of recording this audio, the well, not really new, the old Warzone map has come back. The original Verdansk is back in Call of Duty. Everyone was begging for this for like literally years, ever since we got Al Mazrah in the game in 2022. And I'm gonna tell you why you're stupid as hell if you think that this map is gonna save the game, or that this map was even good in the fucking first place. Like, I don't know, I just feel like people are so blinded by nostalgia. Like, nostalgia that really wasn't even there. Because I just remember when Warzone 1 was out, after, like, Season 3, everybody hated the game. Like, everybody was talking about it, like, oh my gosh, the game's gonna be so much better. There's so many improvements that they can make. But now that, like, they actually, like, try improving the game, which I feel like they genuinely have improved the game. Now everybody just wants Warzone 1 back. And I just think they're super blinded by nostalgia. You know, they haven't played it in deadass how long? 6 years, 5 years, and they're blinded by nostalgia, right? I feel like overall, you could say Warzone has improved over the years, and you know, and I can tell you like that 100%. The only reason people are getting nostalgic for this is because like they watch some old gameplay where they hit like a really good clip or something and just don't remember their bad clips. I remember the bad stuff that happened on this map, and just this iteration of Warzone 1. Like, they don't remember all the bad shit. And sure, there's a lot of bad shit now. I mean, I think Warzone is objectively just a bad game, just by design. Warzone is a bad game, but I want to tell you, like, I think that Warzone, especially during Warzone 1, it was even more made for that bad game design. I mean, you just, like, look at the map of Verdansk overall, like, look at a picture of it compared to all these other maps. Like, everything is so far apart. Like, there's, like, areas where it's just, like, trees and shit, nothing else. There's literally nothing there besides, like, trees. You can't, you can see literally people from across the entire map if you're sitting on, like, Stadium or on top of, like, downtown or something. I mean, you look at the new maps, like, even, like, going to, like, Caldera, like, you can tell they specifically made that map for, like, more close quarters engagement. Like, there's, like, actual cover everywhere, you know, you can't see someone from halfway across the map, and, like, the areas are close together. You know, they even improved on this on Al Mazrah, which a lot of people don't like Al Mazrah. I think Al Mazrah is a pretty decent map. I know a lot of people really think Al Mazrah is, like, the worst map they've ever made, which, like, I can see why that's valid. There is something, it is obviously made for an extraction-based game mode and not a battle royale, right? And it's just, like, and then we go to Urzikstan. Like, I feel personally, Urzikstan is a good map. Not a good, no, it's a decent map. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's solid. It's a solid map. Urzikstan is solid. I mean, there's not any bad areas. You know, there's not really any super interesting POIs. I think the area design was made well. You know, there's lots of cover. You know, areas are close enough together where it's not like super annoying to like get from place to place if you don't have a vehicle. And it also helps that we did on, you know, Urzikstan, we did have areas where you could specifically, like, you know, you could, like, grapple up buildings and stuff. You know, you could, like, get, like, PDWs, you know, to, like, fly. There was also the balloons and shit. You know, it just made rotating feel a lot better. And you know, when we got Omni movement, I felt like overall it was way better. Like, but then now we're back on Verdansk, and I'm pretty sure there are 0 zip lines. I haven't found a zip line yet. I know for a fact there are no PDWs. There are no, like, there's, like, no balloons and shit that you can, like, grapple off of. You know, so, you know, rotating on this map, especially of just how it's designed already, it's just very painful. Very painful. It also feels like vehicles are extremely rare, too. A lot rarer than they usually are. Like, the vehicles I'm finding are, like, ATVs. You know, it's hard to find, like, an actual car. Like, you'll look on the mini-map. Not the mini-map, but, like, the big map. And you'll maybe see, like, 12, like, vehicles that aren't an ATV on the entire thing. And, like, those basically are, like, your only valid ways of rotating, you know. And, like, I just personally feel like this is a step backwards, like, overall. Warzone 1, I feel like the only reason Warzone 1 genuinely worked so well when it came out, and why, like, we genuinely enjoyed it when it first came out, was because the game was, it was new, it was fresh. People didn't know how to play Warzone. We're in a time period now where everybody who plays Warzone, like, most of the player base are a bunch of tryhards. Like, they take the game way too seriously. They think they're gonna go fucking pro. They think they're gonna be like the fucking next FaZe Booyah or whatever. You know, they just, like, everyone tryhards games now. But that's like the era of gaming we live in now. When Warzone first came out, that wasn't the case. We were just all bored sitting inside and needed something fresh to play, which Warzone gave that to us, you know. And then, like, it just feels like now, like, there's just, like, it feels like they've been improving, but now they've just, like, reverted everything. Like, there's better rotation. They added Omni movement, which allowed for, like, more flexibility and stuff, and just allowed for, like, movement players to, like, be able to counter people sitting in a corner, which is what the majority of people do in this game for some reason. And, you had stuff like, you could, like, buy Gulag tokens, so if you used your Gulag, you could get another one, you could find Gulag tokens, stuff like that. That's all gone now. Like, that's all gone now. Like, we're basically in Warzone 1, but they even reverted back to, instead of being able to, like, carry, like, 6 plates off of default, now you can only carry 5. Which is really stupid, considering you can only use, you armor up with 3 plates, so basically you only get, like, 1 full armor up. Unless you find an armor satchel, then you have 8 plates instead of, like, 9 or 12 like we had in Black Ops 6 Warzone. Now we have 8. Still can't armor up fully. Like, more than 2 times. Like, you can get, like, 2 extra plates. Which, the time to kill has also been reverted. The time to kill is a lot faster. It's basically Warzone 1 time to kill. So now people are dying extra fast too, especially now that we have, like, pretty broken aim assist. I'll get to that point later, but we have broken aim assist. We have players who are, like, optimizing their gaming experience, on PC. We got a bunch of people using, like, fucking raw XL and shit. We got people, like, actually, like, using, like, NVIDIA color schemes and stuff like that, We got people running around with, like, Cronus and Zens and stuff, Like, we have, like, all of that now. And, there's, like, no anti-cheat in this game after, like, 4 years. So I'm saying they were going to give us an anti-cheat, They did give us an anti-cheat. Just not one that just doesn't really work. I mean, it's just, like, overall, like, Warzone has become much more competitive, right? And I know that's not what the developers want. That's not what I want. I don't want the game to be competitive. But going back to Warzone 1, basically making it exactly how Warzone 1 was, except for now we have Omni movement, that's not going to save your game. I mean, you look at, like, the recent, like, Fortnite OG, right, that came out. Do you think that's going to help their game? Like, it hasn't been. Like, people are blinded by nostalgia. They're like, oh my gosh, Fortnite Season 1 is coming back. And then they're going to keep going up progressively with each season. Look what happened. People got to Season 1 and realized Season 1 really wasn't as good as they remembered. And the only reason it was really that good is because people weren't taking the game too seriously. Now, with it being legitimately just Season 1 with better players than there were back then, you can't find shield anywhere, it's hard to find health, like, you could spend your whole game on 100 health, and then you have to go up against try-hard players on top of that. Like, same thing with Season 2 that recently came out. Everyone was like, well, maybe it'll get better more, and I didn't really get better until Season 2. And then, you come back Fortnite Season 2 OG, and same thing as before. I personally don't think Fortnite genuinely even got good until, like, Season 4. But, like, that's the same thing that's happening here. Warzone, as it was progressively out, got worse and worse, while, like, something like Fortnite got better. So that game might have a chance. Warzone got progressively worse. It was a straight downfall from once it came out. And the only reason we even found it good in the first place was because players were, like, bad at the game. You look at gameplay from back then, people aren't even, like, double sprinting or anything. It's just a completely different experience, It felt like a semi-tactical shooter. Now it's an arcade movement shooter, right? And it's not even because, like, the game hasn't, like, changed significantly. It's just players got better and everyone had to, like, abuse mechanics, And then just stuff like that. Like, I do think there is some good here. I think if they do listen to the community, and, like, which they will eventually have to, I think after a week, this whole nostalgia period is just going to, like, completely wear off. And everybody's just going to, like, realize how bad it is. And they're going to blame it on, like, it's not the same. It's the engine. It's the Omni movement. Which it isn't. It's just that people back then were nowhere near as good. And Warzone was a fresh experience back then. Oh, I didn't even realize. I think my dog's in here. I didn't even realize. That was actually kind of scary. Because, I heard him. And then, like, yeah, whatever. Ignore that. But Warzone was a fresh experience, which it just isn't now. So Warzone has had to like genuinely improve to cater to like what players are like now. We got gulag tokens, so if you get spammed by some fucking tryhard from across the map, you can come back and then maybe have another chance. We had jailbreaks, which we do have jailbreaks in now, which is nice. But like we had gulag tokens, we had better rotation, we had a better made map, which people can't see for some reason. It was just like everything is like catered to like how the Warzone player base is now and trying to balance it as it is now. Not like what it was like back then, because Warzone isn't the same. Warzone's never going to be the same game. People are like too good at the game now. Everyone like wants to be a try-hard pro gamer nowadays. So it's just not going to be the same. And I'm not going to say like everything is bad in this new iteration. I mean, there is some stuff that I do like. I felt like a major problem that was always a problem in Warzone was balancing keyboard and mouse and controller. I feel like during the entirety of Warzone 1 all the way through Caldera, mouse and keyboard had such a major advantage over controller players. It was insane. Like, the mouse and keyboard curve on the game was, like, perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. Right? And I feel like now, for the most part, as we've gone into Warzone 2 and Warzone 3, it feels like the mouse and keyboard curve has progressively gotten worse. It feels like the aim is very floaty, just doesn't aim where you want to aim, and they've buffed aim assist significantly. Now we have like all these like 4 different aim assist settings and stuff. We have like Black Ops aim assist precision, all of that. The aim assist has like rotational aim assist. You basically don't even have to aim if you're on control. Like, if you know how to use the aim assist correctly, you don't even have to like genuinely aim, right? But I feel like that's changed with this recent iteration of Warzone. I feel like ever since Black Ops 6 has come out, I feel like they've been trying to balance it out more. They did nerf aim assist a little bit. When Black Ops 6 first came out, mouse and keyboard curve is now tolerable if you like really know the settings and know how to like adjust them well for your gameplay. I will give them that. And I feel like it feels like the aim assist, I think the aim assist might have received another nerf when Verdansk came back. Like, it just feels different to me. Like, I tried playing a few games on controller. It was noticeably different. Like, it feels like the aim assist doesn't lock on as much. Especially like if like you're like hugging a wall or something. Like, it feels like you get like no aim assist if you're like fighting someone who's like on like near like an object or something that's partially concealing their body. It feels a lot better. It feels a lot more balanced. But that still doesn't fix all the problems that we have. I mean, there are some. I'm not gonna say there are no benefits of going back to old Warzone. It gives them a fresh start. I do like how we still have the Omni movement, which I think I mentioned earlier, because I feel like the Omni movement is just like how the movement should be in this game. I feel like going back to like Modern Warfare 2019 movement is just not gonna make the game good. I think it will just make the game worse. And I feel like overall, I feel like it just feels like a lot more balanced for the players, but still, you're still going to have, like, a bunch of try-hard players who just, like, don't do anything but sit on the game all day. You're still going to have that. And that's the main thing that I think is holding Warzone back. It's not the map. It's not the gameplay. It's just people are too good now. People play the game too much. Like, the people don't go outside, okay? It's been like that since quarantine. And I feel like that's ultimately what's going to hold this game back. So, like, I feel like things that they could do is, like, bring back some genuine skill-based matchmaking in this game. They have, like, this new engagement-based matchmaking system, which basically, I mean, I guess if you care purely about dopamine, then I feel like it's a lot better. Yeah, because, like, you get, like, bad matches, and then, like, you get, like, a very good match when you're about to get off and stuff. Makes you keep coming back. If that's what you care about, then yeah. But if you want, like, consistent, genuine fun, engagement-based matchmaking is not great. And I feel like having genuine skill-based matchmaking, where it puts you on the level of players, like, that are around your skill level, is going to make the game, like, a lot better for most players. So I think they should remove the engagement-based matchmaking. I like the new movement. I think that we should have, like, at least 6 armor plates without getting an armor satchel. Be able to get, like, the full armor twice, you know what I'm saying? An armor satchel get up to, like, 9, maybe 12. You know, they need to bring back, like, gulag tokens. You know, they made a lot of improvements. Like, I heard a lot of people say that the game was bad because it's too clustered with stuff, which I don't think is true at all. I mean, there's a lot of games with a bunch of content that are very fun to play. So I don't think Warzone introducing more combat hinders the game. I think introducing more content, giving us more ways to, you know, rotate, be able to win gunfights, all of that, it just makes the game feel a lot more playable. From my personal experience. And it's just people, like, I feel like they generally just don't know, like, what made this game good. Which, I'm trying to bring light to that. That's the main point of this video. Bringing back the old stuff isn't going to save your game. It doesn't save any other game. It hasn't worked with Fortnite. It's not going to work with Warzone. But I feel like, overall, like, you're just giving, you guys are just giving Activision the excuse to, like, literally do less in their game. To try less. That's what I'm seeing. Like, because now we're back to just, like, basically OG Warzone. You know, Warzone, I mean, Activision already puts in, like, nowhere near enough effort into this game. And, like, I feel like you guys, like, wanting this, like, old, just OG Warzone back, that isn't helping at all. They're going to be even more lazy, and then you guys are going to realize how dog shit the game originally was. Like, after Season 4, I would have to give Warzone a solid, like, 3.5 out of 10. If I were to rate it. And it just got worse with the Cold War update. You know, they tried to fix it with Caldera. I think they did a decent job. And then we got Warzone 2, which they fucked up a lot. And then, like, I feel like for a long time now, Warzone hasn't been in a good place. But I feel like Black Ops 6 Warzone was the first time I felt like this game was, like, solid. But too bad that only lasted, like, 6 months. Because now we're basically back to just OG verdansk. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut this video off here. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded, streamed, done anything on this channel because, you know, my computer was messed up and I decided to build this new one that works, like, a lot better, and I want to upgrade it some more too to get even better quality, play higher quality games. You know, I just want to put more effort into my videos instead of, like, just trying to upload more consistently instead, because I feel like when I try to upload consistently, you know, I generally just, like, don't put effort in, because, like, I'm trying to, like, put out a video, like, once a week, which I feel like for me, like, I'm too lazy to do that. Like, maybe, like, a video every 2 weeks, maybe a video a month. I'm going to try doing something like that. Like, just focus on this as, like, a hobby and actually genuinely try making, like, higher quality, entertaining videos. Instead of what I've been doing, which is just pumping out content. You know, maybe we'll stream a little, but probably not as long as stream. There's probably no 4-hour streams, probably like a couple hours max. You know, stuff like that. Close to graduating, and then, so, you know, be able to get a job, and, you know, so probably we'll have even less time to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, I still do want to, like, upload and make, like, high quality videos. So yeah, that's all from me. You know, hoping that we can improve Warzone in the future, like we should be doing, which we have been doing. But now we've reverted back to what Warzone was before. So I just really hope it gets better, because I see so much potential in Warzone. Like, there's, like, an unfathomable amount of potential in this game if they just play their cards right, which they just haven't been doing.